don't like being sold to, because it feels like something is coming out of us so that we can give you something that will benefit you and not benefit us.
So is it more people when they sell to other people,
Hmm.
they inconvenience them? Is it kind of like a little bit of it? Because
It's
sometimes
psychological.
you're making dinner, and your
Right.
doorbell rings,
Right.
and somebody's like, "Hey, it won't take long,"
Hmm.
and you're like, "Hey, I just told you
I know
I'm
you're trying
eating
to sell
dinner.
me
Like
something.
I'm eating dinner."
I know you're trying to sell me something,
Right? You
you
know you're
know?
trying to sell.
So it's the psychology of it. And let me tell you something. If you're not selling something, then most likely you work in a 9 to 5.
So let's really talk about this because I've studied a lot of sales and a lot of different people.
Right.
And I know there's a lot of mindsets that go into sale.
Hmm.
And one of the mindsets that I heard that you're either a seller
Hmm.
or a buyer.
Correct.
And we're all buyers
Yes.
because we're all buying something,
Right.
right? But we're also sellers too.
Yes.
We may not be selling a physical product,
Hmm.
but we have to sell our kids on why you should go to school.
Hmm.
We have to sell our kids on why they should brush their teeth.
Hmm.
Sometimes you got to sell your partner on
Hmm.
why they should give you some, right? Sometimes you got to go to the restaurant and you got to negotiate why you make your face like that. You got to sell your partner to marry me, right? When you
Hmm.
get down on one knee and say, "Hey, will you marry me?"
Hmm.
Would you? That's selling yourself, isn't it?
Here's the thing. Nobody looks at those things as selling.
Hmm.
You study sales, so you know the psychology behind selling.
Hmm.
That right there, those things that you mentioned do not have a monetary value attached to it.
Okay.
So when there's a monetary value attached to it, which means I talk to you about this and you buy this from me for this amount,
Hmm.
it makes people trip up. They're like, you trying to sell me something.
So okay. So I like where this is going. So let's do this. What would you say is the general definition for selling? And like, if we had a Google, let's Google it,
Let's
right?
Google it, right?
What's the general? I think that's where we need to start because you just said selling is not necessarily
Google.
something monetary, because I believe babies are selling you when they're like, wah, wah,
What is,
wah.
yeah, but that's because you studied sales. So you understand you're talking about the
Okay.
psychology of
So
selling.
what's the
Like,
plain old
but
definition of
but
selling?
let's go back to Damo and Applebee's,
I
right?
was selling ribs, I was selling beer, I was
Right.
selling chicken.
Why?
I was selling myself to get a tip.
Why? For monetary gains,
True.
right?
I wanted to get a nice tip. I wanted to have a big check average when I was in a restaurant. So, you know, so what's the definition of selling?
So sales is the process of exchanging products or services for money, or
Hmm.
the activities involved in selling a product or service
So you're basically the activity of exchanging a product or service for money.
for money.
Okay.
Hmm.
So if that's sales
Hmm.
and somebody has a business right now and they're not good at selling,
Right.
is it that they are, is it like, what is it? I mean, there could be a couple of things
It's
there.
psychology.
Psychology.
They feel that it's an inconvenience for them to sell. You have a business.
Hmm.
Your business offers a product or a service that's
Hmm.
supposed to help somebody,
Hmm.
right? So what it is you don't understand the psychology of your business, because if you was wholeheartedly like, I know this is going to help somebody, I know this is going to change somebody's life, it's easy for you to go and sell.
That's true.
You
That's true.
understand? So you
Right,
can't
right,
open a pizza shop and you got the worst pizza
right, right,
and then think that you're going to sell that pizza.
right. And that's basically what advertisement is.
Right.
Advertisement is people
Hmm.
paying for promotions and
Right.
shout out
Right.
because in the long run, they're trying to sell their product,
Correct.
but they're selling you a product
Hmm.
to, I would say, better your life in some situations,
And
most
some
of the time, better your life.
it's basically based off of people pain points, and pain points could be so many different things. Like, right now we live in Georgia, so we're from New York, and we like the way that we like Brooklyn pizza.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So
So
now
they
if
want you to fold up in peace.
right, so now if we go to a pizza shop, we're looking for that Brooklyn style pizza, right?
Just the connection to your
The
past.
connection. So my pain point is I want that Brooklyn style pizza. Can you deliver me that type of pizza? And they probably have crust filled with cheese. They
Hmm.
probably got deep dish, and
Hmm.
that's not the pizza that I'm looking for.
Hmm.
But if somebody came to me and said, "Yo, there's a pizza shop down the street, and they got like that Brooklyn style pizza,"
Hmm.
I'm gonna be like, "Oh, that's my pain point. I need my pain point fulfilled. So I'm gonna go down the street instead of going right here."
I love that example because you touched on a couple of things there without even saying it. And one of the 3 skills that Felicia mentioned before that you need to master so you can generate unlimited income is marketing, branding, and sales.
Yes.
Right? We speak about marketing a lot. We speak about branding a lot. But this video, we're specifically talking about sales, right? So we said this video is about the science of selling. So we want to give you guys a couple tips and a couple steps or a couple ingredients that you're going to need to complete this process, right?
And let me add to that the reason that we decided to do this video today is because, a lot of people have coaching services, consulting business, they're doing one-on-ones, etc. And so our recent client that we were able to sit down with, we were able to show her a selling strategy, okay? Now they're selling and then they're selling strategy. So there's different ways to sell.
Right.
So we showed her a selling strategy that she would be able to just keep doing over and over and over again. And just to give you a little bit about this client was able to use the strategy that we gave her. And on the day of her launch, she was able to generate $20,000.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't want to say that it's not normal, because normal compared to who?
Yeah.
But she was shocked. She was like $20,000 in one day.
Like 2 hours.
In like 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
And we're about to share with you how she was able to make or generate that $20,000 on her launch day. It's because of the strategy that we gave her. So we're going to share that with you really soon.
Yeah, and what's cool about it is this strategy, in a way, also gets rolled over into a blueprint.
Yes.
Because it's repeatable. Just like the sun goes up and the sun goes down, it's repeatable. So we're going to give you guys the ingredients in it. And like I said, like, there's so many out there. Find something that works for you.
Right.
This strategy specifically works for people who want to go from a position of selling one-to-one to selling one-to-many. Thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.
Looking for more tips on how to build your purpose-driven business? Be sure to check out our Money Making Secrets playlist at the top right-hand corner of the screen.
Or you can check out our most recent uploaded video right below.
Enjoy. See you soon.